Hello, and welcome to another episode of It's News to Me. I'm your host, Andre.
And I'm your host, Bree.
And today, BATV has the scoop on your top world, national, and local news, including the subway spokesman's home being searched by the FBI.
In world news, Greece may not be using the euro anymore. Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras came up with bailout proposals on Monday, July 6th, before their banks run out of money and the country slides closer to economic default and exit from the eurozone. If Greece agrees that a deal is possible, the European Central Bank is likely to maintain a special lifeline as extended to Greece's banks to keep them functioning. The European Central Bank could not cut the emergency aid if differences between Athens and its lenders appear irreconcilable. Trade would end, residents would lose access to their savings, and the use of the euro would also end. A report by the International Monetary Fund said that Athens needs loans of $55 billion and massive debt relief to survive through 2018.
In Pamplona, Spain, 11 people were injured during the running of the bulls. 6 half-ton bulls were let loose in the narrow streets of the northern Spanish city for the San Fermin festival. 11 people were injured in the 2 minutes and 23 seconds that it took for the bulls to travel down the 850-meter route from the holding pen to the city bull ring. A 27-year-old from California was treated for a wound on his lower back after being grazed by the bull's horn, and a 30-year-old Brit was left slightly injured after being gored in the groin. None of those injuries were considered life-threatening. And now let's head over to the park bench with Katie Drum.
Hi there, I'm Katie Drum, the Marketing and Sponsorship Coordinator for the Batavia Park District, and welcome to the Park Bench. We can't believe it's July already. We hope everyone had a fun and safe 4th of July. That being said, we have some really great July events coming up. Did you know that there are local bands rocking the Riverwalk on Wednesday evenings? The River Rhapsody Concert Series is a free, family-friendly concert series featured on select Wednesday nights throughout the summer at the Batavia Riverwalk. A variety of local and regional talent will be featured. Please visit bataviaparks.org for the full July concert lineup. The Batavia Quilt and Textile Show is next weekend, July 17th through the 19th, brought to you by the Batavia Depot Museum. Developed to help fund new exhibits and programs, this beautiful show began in July 2007. The annual show is held at the Batavia Park District's historic East Side Community Center at Shannon Hall, located at 14 North Van Buren Street. The show has continued to grow and features over 100 beautiful quilts made by local quilters, a vendor hall that features new products and demonstrations, and more. Enjoy our patriotic themed quilts this year, and anyone with a military ID gets in the show for free. For more information, the full show schedule, visit bataviaquiltshow.com. Head down to the Riverwalk on Saturday, July 25th for the 23rd Annual State Championship Chili Cook-Off. Sample a variety of chilies from chefs throughout the state, as well as from local chefs and restaurants, as well as residents. All the fun begins at 1 p.m. Tasting cups are available to the public for a small fee beginning at 2 p.m. And Batavia is honored to host this tasty event, and the cook-off is presented by both the Batavia Park District and the Batavia Chamber of Commerce. If you are interested in entering your chili into the cook-off, definitely reach out to us at 630-879-5235 for more information about how to enter in one of these chili cook-off divisions. And other than that, thank you, enjoy your summer, and we'll see you next time on the Park Bench.
Just very blessed, that Frank's in this position, and, we're just honored to be part of the NBA.
With the 9th pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Frank Kaminsky.
Credit goes to Frank. He put the time and effort in and the work in, and basketball's his passion, and he knew where he wanted to go, and he was willing to commit to do it. So, it's a great story for other kids to model. From the time Frankie could walk, he was shooting the basketball. He'd go to his mother's volleyball practice and practice shooting volleyballs. He was always in the gym, and he was always shooting at a basket somewhere. So it's been fun watching him grow up and mature.
Can you tell me a little bit about the days leading up to the draft?
It was crazy. Just constant phone calls from his agent. We're going here, we're going there. Trying to arrange all the family members to get to New York, trying to figure out our agenda, our schedules, what's going to happen after he gets drafted. It was just nonstop for about a week before that, every day, just a myriad of issues we had to deal with. So yeah, it was a rather hectic time.
How excited was the whole family and Frank when he got drafted to the Hornets?
Oh, it was just, everybody was just ecstatic. It was, the culmination of a dream, and we're just very proud of him, and it was pretty cool to experience.
On Tuesday, July 7th, 45 Islamic State fighters died after eating a Ramadan meal in the Iraqi city of Mosul. 145 ISIS fighters took part in the iftar meal, the traditional evening meal when Muslims end their daily Ramadan fast at sunset. Shortly afterwards, 45 people were reported dead. It has not been confirmed yet whether or not they died from food poisoning or actual poisoning.
And in national news, a California bill that will allow terminally ill patients to seek physician-assisted death failed to advance in the state legislature on Tuesday, July 7th. The SB 128 End-of-Life Operation Act would have offered aid in dying to terminally ill patients in California as long as the patients had a prognosis of 6 months to live from 2 doctors, submitted a written request and 2 oral requests 15 days apart, and have the mental competency to make decisions about their own health care if the bill passed. California would have joined Oregon, Washington, and Vermont being the few states that have the right to die laws.
Jared Fogle from the Subway commercials is being questioned for producing and having child pornography. The Subway spokesman had his Indiana home searched on Tuesday in a search for child pornography that may be linked to an earlier arrest of someone who worked for him. Agents looked on the computers in Fogle's home. They arrived at 6 a.m. and did not tell Fogle what they were looking for. There has been no conviction yet, but the investigation is still going on.
Now we hear from Bill McGrath with the Municipal Minute.
Bill McGrath, the city administrator. It's July 7th, and this is the Municipal Minute portion of It's News to Me. There's a lot of things happening in the city, as always. Last night at the City Council meeting, we were pleased to be able to introduce Wendy Bignarek, who is actually a Batavia resident, who's been hired as the new Human Resources Director. So we're very excited. Wendy comes to us from Hanover Park, where she was the HR director for 7 years, and prior to that, had a lot of experience in the private sector. So it's a good mix of experience for us, and again, we're very pleased, especially pleased that we can have a resident be part of the organizational team. Brush collection, I'm sure people are getting out there, and because of the rain, things are growing like heck, and wondering when they can get their brush picked up. The next brush pickup on the east side is on Monday, is the week of Monday, July 13th. The west side is the week of Monday, July 20th. And the brush needs to be out by 7 o'clock on the Monday of that week, but no sooner than the weekend before that, because we need to protect the grass on the parkways. If you recall the method we use, our contractor comes in with a big grappler, so you can put your brush in large piles and large pieces. The actual specifications are on the front page of our website. You can learn more, or you can call Public Works, ask for the street department. They'll tell you all the details that you need to know. We've got a partial excavation and some repair that we have to do at the intersection of Batavia Avenue, Route 31, and Main Street. It's going to require us to close a single lane of Batavia Avenue on one day, followed by closure of 2 single lanes, one in each direction, the next day. We have to get in and fill in a hole that's been created by storm runoff, and then patch it with asphalt the next day. It's supposed to start on Wednesday, July 8th, but we're not sure because it's all weather dependent. And the weather, it not only impacts this project, but it impacts the finishing of the asphalt overlayment on Route 31. That work has to be done before our patching can begin. So by the time you are watching this, both projects may be done. Neither of them may be done, or just one of them may be done. But if you run into a little traffic jam near that intersection, you know what the reason is, and it's not going to be very long. Another project we're looking forward to finishing is the pedestrian activated flashing signals at the crossings on Batavia Avenue and Route 25. You may have noticed that at several of these intersections, the poles are up with the controls for the pedestrians as well as the flashing lights, but all of them have been taped so they can't be used. And the reason for that is they can't be activated until the white crosswalk striping is put on the asphalt. The white striping on the asphalt can't be completed until the weather is appropriate for it so that all the striping can be done. So again, all this rain has really been a delaying factor for us. The pedestrian activated crossings, though, will be at the corners of Batavia Avenue and McKee Street, Union Street, Morton, and a new crossing, although it won't have the flasher at Millview Drive. The reason for us not being able to have a flashing signal at Millview Drive is because the speed limit that the state is requiring there is higher than what they would like to see for a pedestrian activated crosswalk. The crosswalks at Route 25 will be at Laurel Street on the south and Spring and Latham Streets on the north. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for especially younger people and older people to get across these streets safely and control the signals themselves. The Batavia Bike Commission has been very active, as you may know, and they now have started a program whereby businesses can show their support for bicycling activities. And if you're a business owner, a business employee, and you think your employer might be interested in this, you merely need to go to the Batavia City website and search for the Bicycle Commission, and there are plenty of details there to see that program. That program is also being sponsored by Batavia Main Street. We're happy. You may have not heard, but Jamie Sam, who was the alderperson from the 4th Ward on the City Council, resigned that position and has now become the executive director of Batavia Main Street. So we're really pleased. I think that'll be a great fit for her, and consequently, the mayor and the city council are looking for another person from that ward to appoint to be in her place until the next election, which is approximately 2 years away. So they'll be having interviews for the person or persons who have applied for that job on next Tuesday, July 14th. That's open to the public, and we'll see what that representation ends up being for the 4th Ward. BATV, on which you're watching me at the moment, has a new website, so please check it out at mybatv.com. There's a lot of things, programs that are set there so you can watch them on demand, and they're pretty excited about some of the shows they're now offering. Other things in the future, by the time you read this, or by the time you watch this, the Windmill City Fest may be over with, but it's Friday through Sunday, Windmill City Fest is Thursday through Sunday, the 9th through the 12th. There's going to be a lot of music at night. There's a beer tent. There are things for the kids to do. A lot of good food, so please come on down and come on into the tent, which will protect you from the rain or the sun, and enjoy that. And then next month in August, from Art in Your Eye, from August 14th through the 16th, will be the annual art fair, which, if you may know, last year added a beer tent at night and live musical entertainment, so that the festival really is not just a daytime affair. So you can come during the daytime, enjoy the art, catch some dinner downtown, and then come back to listen to some live entertainment. It's be a really good time. So there's only one other item I'd like to talk about, and that is the City Council is committed to having open communications with all of its residents and citizens. And we get many phone calls and emails asking us how certain things work, and we're more than happy to talk with them or furnish them documents about how those things work. We also have an item on the agendas for both the City Council and the Committee of the Whole where somebody is welcome to make a comment or ask a question about something that is not actually on the agenda for that evening. Recently, we've had a couple of presentations by residents, which is absolutely good to hear those matters come up, but they are matters which, if they had been communicated to the city even just a few days beforehand, the city could do some research and some work and maybe help clarify some of the questions that are asked. So if you can just keep in mind that if you want to come up and talk to the City Council at one of their meetings and you think it's about an item that really could use some background material or something, feel free to call City Hall and ask for the department that you believe is related to that matter, and we'll see if we can assist you with information to help you make your point. So that's all we have for this week in the Municipal Minute, and take care of yourself and try to stay dry. Thank you.
On Sunday, July 5th, the U.S. women beat the Japan women in winning the World Cup title 5-2. This was the U.S. first World Cup win since 1999. Carly Lloyd, a U.S. women's soccer player, ended up scoring 3 goals in 16 minutes of Sunday's final game. This has never happened in women's soccer history and was classified as a historic hat trick. Carly Lloyd also won the Golden Ball for having 6 goals and 1 assist, and Hope Solo received the Golden Glove. Abby Wambach said their legacy is complete and completely their own.
Only 5 Democrats have confirmed that they are running for presidency in 2016, while 14 Republicans have confirmed. This could throw off the voting because of the high number of Republican candidates. The more options you give the public, the more spread out the votes will be, and this could be crucial to the Republican Party. The Republicans include Jeb Bush, Chris Christie, Mike Huckabee, Marco Rubio, Ron Paul, Rick Santorum, and Donald Trump. The Democrats include Hillary Clinton, Lincoln Chafee, Martin O'Malley, Bernie Sanders, and Jim Webb. Trump has already made controversial statements regarding Mexico's immigration. Trump stated, "The largest suppliers of heroin, cocaine, and other illicit drugs are Mexican cartels that arrange to have Mexican immigrants trying to cross the borders and smuggle in the drugs. The Border Patrol knows this," Trump wrote. Likewise, tremendous infectious disease is pouring across the border. The United States has become a dumping ground for Mexico and, in fact, for many other parts of the world. Trump did not apologize for anything that he had said. Now let's check it out with Michelle Martzell.
Hello, I'm Michelle Martzell, the Promotional Services Manager here at the Batavia Public Library. Read to the Rhythm Summer Reading Club 2015 continues through Monday, August 3rd. It's not too late to join. Adults and high school students can pick up a reading log at the reference desk. Babies through grade 8 can pick up a reading log at the Youth Services desk. Special events at the library during the next 2 weeks include a family program, Rhythm and Rhymes, on Monday, July 13th at 10:30 a.m. The guest performer is Parents' Choice Award winner Linda Doherty. This program is well suited for families with preschoolers and children in the early elementary school grades. Registration is not required. Then at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, July 14th, the library presents a program for adults, Converting to Solar Power. Please register for this program online or at the reference desk. Teens can enjoy Cupcake Wars on Sunday, July 19th at 1:30 p.m. During this program, teens will be decorating cupcakes using a literary theme. Cupcakes and supplies will be provided by the library. Please register for Cupcake Wars on the library website or at the reference desk. Also during July, the library is offering 4 programs on digital photography, 2 programs on Saturday, July 19th, and 2 more on Saturday, July 25th. Please check the library's online calendar for program times and registration information. You may also want to check the calendar for other programs like chess night, family movies, sock hop, children's bingo, game days, and story times. Now to construction project news. The library has remodeled the lower level drive-up book return. We encourage you to try using it. Take it slow and follow the curve, and you should be able to return books and other materials without leaving your vehicle. It may take time to get used to it. We thank you for your patience as we continue to repair, replace, and refresh library property. I'm Michelle Martzell, and I hope to see you at the library.
In local news, fireworks took on a second meaning in Chicago this past 4th of July weekend. The city saw a total of 34 shootings, including 48 victims and 7 murder victims. Mayor Rahm Emanuel is sickened by the violence, and on Monday, he scolded the criminals responsible for the shootings for having no morals and no conscience. You have too many guns on the street, too many people using those guns, and too little valuables, Emanuel stated. Even though East St. Louis, Illinois ranks in a #1 for the murder capital of the U.S., does not mean Chicago is that far behind.
This summer has really not felt like summer. The weather has been noticeably below normal these past few months. It's July, we really should not be seeing 60-degree weather. The forecast cites several factors that should limit big heat risks across the central and eastern U.S. According to Chief Meteorologist Todd Crawford, the emerging El Nino will be potent this year, likely stronger than the 2009 event and possibly rivaling the 1997 event. The downstream impacts from this event will likely drive decreased risks of big heat this summer in the eastern and central U.S., especially later in the summer. For the current forecast for our national cooling demand this summer rivals the cool summer of 2009. And even that may be a little bit conservative. Below average temperatures dominate the central part of the U.S. all 3 of the summer months, while average temperatures dominate the western part of the U.S. I thought there would actually be a break for us in August. Turns out there is not. Now let's go to Jack Gillerlane for You Don't Know Jack.
Hello, this is Jack Gillerlane on You Don't Know Jack, and this episode will consist of the topic of 4th of July. And we are going to be grabbing people and asking them questions about the topic of 4th of July. Do you know why we celebrate the 4th of July?
Because of our independence.
And when do you know the exact date on when we started our celebration?
I would say 1776.
There we go. That's the correct question. Does Britain celebrate the 4th of July?
Well, that's a 50-50 question, so I'll say yes.
Sorry, sir. Oh. Correct answer is no, I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you very much. What year do we celebrate the 4th of July?
I'm going to go with 1944. Not 19, 18, 17, I don't know. I'm going to say 1777.
1776, actually. July 4th, though. And do you guys do any special traditions on this day of July 4th?
Sometimes we go visit my in-laws. They have a house on the Lake Erie.
Lots of times my family all gathers and we go watch some fireworks.
Last question though, does England celebrate the 4th of July?
I think they have the 4th of July, but they don't celebrate Independence Day then.
I agree with her answer.
All right.
Obviously it's on their calendar.
All right. A last little fun question. What flavor ice cream are you guys having today?
I'm having the 3D chocolate.
And the classic chocolate chip.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much for letting me interview you.
Thank you.
So do you actually own a lawn hair salon?
Yes, I do.
All right. When do we start celebrating the 4th of July?
In 1776.
What was the day, actually?
July 4th.
There we go. Do you do any special traditions?
Yes, I love to barbecue some barbecue ribs and family and friends.
And does England celebrate the 4th of July?
No, they do not.
That's correct. Thank you very much. So why do we celebrate the 4th of July?
Celebrate our nation's birthday.
And when do we celebrate the 4th of July? What was the year that we celebrated?
What was the 1776?
That's absolutely correct. And does England celebrate the 4th of July?
I kind of doubt it.
That's kind of the correct answer. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
BATV is gearing up for the 2015 football season. The season starts August 28, 2015, when Batavia takes on Oswego at Oswego. BATV is looking for people in the area, including families and businesses, to sponsor football this season. Any questions, contact BATV at 630-937-5413.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of It's News to Me. Most of our programming is viewable online at mybatv.com or on YouTube under the username BATV1017. Be sure to like us on Facebook and sign up for our newsletter and stay up to date on the station's current happenings. Thanks for watching. I'm Bree.
And I'm Andre. And that's News to Me.
Hey, that's news to me.